everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryony and I'm one half of the Indecisive Readers. Today I'm here for you, hopefully, to tell me what makeup I need to do to improve this as like a wedding look. I do appreciate it is like 6 o'clock now and dark, but if you could tell me what I need to do just to make it look a bit more special. I don't mind this look, but I'm not sure it's quite there. Something about the eyes. I think I need false lashes, but other than that, what general things can I do to elevate it? I don't wear a lot of makeup, or I didn't until a couple of months ago when I decided I wanted to try it, and I'm trying it for various reasons. One, because of the cost, it's expensive. Everything about a wedding is expensive. Also because if I can do it and like it and feel comfortable, why wouldn't I do it? But also because Sam and I, neither of us are used to me wearing makeup, so I figure if I'm practicing, it gets both of us used to it, so it's not going to get to the wedding day and Sam's going to turn around and be like, oh, that's not Bryony. So anyway, in January I read 5 books and I had 1 DNF. I'm not worried about the DNF. I knew I was going to DNF it going into the book because in the blurb there was a typo. So I DNF'd Cursed Love. I think I got between 5 to 10% of the way through, and I thought the characters were flat. I didn't think there was much world building. The pacing was very weird. Like, the character made a wish to become rich and then literally half a sentence later, there wasn't even a sentence in between, they walked out the forest and they lived in a castle. So I found that very weird. Then all of a sudden I think the main character changed. I assumed there was a time jump, and then I was like, I'm just going to read the reviews, and the reviews didn't fill me with a lot of faith. So I moved on. Out of the ones I read, I only read audiobooks. I read the equivalent of 2,084 pages, which is just over 55 hours. I read 2 fantasy books. One was a reread, 2 crime/thriller books, and 1 classic. I'm not going to do an average star rating because a lot of the books aren't ones I would usually read, so I think going into a new genre, it's very difficult to rate a book, especially if you enjoy the genre, because do you enjoy the book because it's new and it's the first one like that you've tried, or do you enjoy the book because you enjoy the book? First one I read was Magic by Angie Sage, which is the first book in the Septimus Heap series. This is a comfort read to me, so I was just reading it because I wanted a cozy book for the start of the year. Then I read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This has been on my TBR for so long. I think it was the first present that Sam actually brought me, and I thought 2025 was going to be the year I finally read it. I'm glad I listened to the audiobook because I don't think I would have wanted to sit down and just read it, and I thought it was okay. I personally don't love classics because I don't think loads happens in them, but I did enjoy the bumbling confession of love, you know, like, I think your family are really rubbish, they're poor and horrible people, but you're okay, and so love me. I haven't actually watched any adaptations of Pride and Prejudice, so I think there's one with Keira Knightley which everyone likes, so I'm going to try and find that and see what I think of that. Then I read 2 books by Lucy Foley. First I read The Hunting Party, and then I read The Guest List. A few of the girls at work had read The Guest List and gave it to me to borrow, and it wasn't available straight away and I needed an audiobook, so I did listen to The Hunting Party first, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed both of them, to be fair, but having read The Hunting Party first, things happened in it that when I then listened to The Guest List, I was like, oh, better keep an eye on those people because there's going to be something behind the scenes, there's going to be something they've not revealed to us, and we should keep a note of every like small character they mention because maybe they'll come back up again. So I enjoyed them both, but I think my enjoyment of one was not clouded but was affected by having read another one first. I did enjoy how we didn't know who the victim was from the start, so you're reading that to find out both who's gonna die and who's gonna do the killing, and so I found that was a really fun and interesting way to keep the reader entertained, and I did get through both of them, I think, in about 4 days. The final book I read was A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. This was actually on my 30 books to read in 2030, which I hadn't realised until the start of January, so I did squeeze it into the first month, and I liked it. It's a fantasy classic. Well, it's a modern fantasy classic, but I just didn't love it. I probably rate it about 3 stars. I didn't get into it at the start. I wasn't particularly invested. It was maybe about halfway through and I did start to enjoy it, but I don't know, it just didn't capture my imagination straight away. To be fair, I have started listening to the second one and I am enjoying that too, but I don't know if I didn't already have the audiobooks, whether or not I would be jumping into them. So those are the 5 and a bit books I read in January. Let me know which ones you've read. Let me know if you've got any comments, any recommendations of things to do for my makeup, and I will see you in another video.